Right guys, Mark Crossfield here with Dr. Alan Hocknall, Callaway doctor in the house. Is there a doctor in the house, please? Yes, we have one.
Just right here.
Good stuff. We're talking Callaway Great Big Bertha, the new driver. So we're going to talk a little bit about this new product from Callaway and see what the doc has got to say about the Great Big Bertha.
All right.
Yeah, let's get stuck in. Right, Alan, please hit me. What have we got in Great Big Bertha, the new driver? Show me.
All right, well, we've got a lot of things going on here. We've got our lightest frame ever, so that's really going to help us get weight to places that's more useful. So we've got weight in the center here. That's going to give us a relatively low center of gravity. That's good for a lot of things. Importantly, we've got a weight that can move on a track around the side here. It's going to give us adjustable draw bias, and a lot of people need a lot of help straightening out shots, so that's a very important feature.
We've seen that before, haven't we?
You have. But this
from
is
a
different take on that.
Yeah, because it seems like it's fallen around the edge of the club a little bit.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of data from the original design and focused really on producing more draw bias than we had before.
Okay.
For those who need it the most shot shaping or straightening, if you like, in order to improve distance. But not all of the weight in the head is contained in this sliding weight. That's an important thing, because another important feature of this design relative to its predecessor is much more MOI than it had, more stability for all those missed shots around that don't hit the center of the face.
Yeah.
So even when this red weight here is moving into a position that straightens out your shot, the stability of the head is overall high, because there's a lot of weight that's permanently inside in the head in this rear location here.
Okay, well that's interesting.
So yeah, that gives you a good combination of properties, probably a unique combination of properties, and being able to straighten out ball flight, and a lot of people need that help.
Yeah.
At the same time as retaining high ball speed, but wherever you hit on the face and whatever angle you deliver the face at.
Okay, so for me, I mean, I've hit this driver and I actually really enjoyed hitting it, actually.
Sure.
I like the lightness of it and the configuration we put it in. I couldn't have this driver set in your standard.
Right.
Because it went left. It's got, I mean, the standard setting, I presume, is a draw bias, is it? Yeah, so it's more in the heel. So I had to move it more in line with the middle, which is where I would want it. But certainly with it going much more into the heel, I think for your average consumer, which is what your test is showing, that is going to hopefully only help them.
Absolutely. We want to get to, you know, as big a part of the population as possible when we're fitting this driver, so that all that capability is in there. And a lot of people do need a lot of draw, but equally, you know, there's people like yourself who are, you know, maybe a bit more advanced and putting it in this more neutral position.
Definitely. Very advanced. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? For you, yeah. Because it's appealing to me.
Yep.
But it would appeal to someone. Now, this is something I'm going to challenge you on. We write the word draw in here.
Sure.
But this isn't going to turn someone who cuts the ball into someone who draws the ball. Surely it's only going to maybe calm down the amount of cut they had, unless they're on the limits of straight to slide. So this turned me, a relatively straight ball, into an overdraw.
Yeah, so the limits of the track are equivalent to about a 19-yard movement of the ball in the downrange. On
robot testing.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah. And with players, you see various other things based on their delivery.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, you know, a guy, and we measure lots of people with, you know, 500-600 RPM of side spin. Yeah. It's going to calm that down. It won't turn it into a right to left shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting, because I like that, because I know why that word is there.
Right.
I think we all do. But I think it's a bit of a misconception amongst the buying public, is they think I'm slicing it, I'm going to buy the draw driver. I'm not sure it will do that, but it certainly might help calm down amounts of loss off to the right, which is only going to make them hit more fairways.
That's right, we're going for straightness, which means hopefully fairways, which gives you the opportunity for some roll and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. And also what's quite interesting with it is that you mentioned that the MOI doesn't really change.
Yeah.
Can I challenge you on that? I mean, surely it must change a little bit, but does it not change enough for anyone to feel?
So it changes a little bit, because although this weight performs a really important role in changing the draw bias, in terms of the percentage of the total weight of the head that's contributing to MOI, it's actually not the biggest part.
Yeah.
So yeah, we move it around a bit. It does a big thing for CG. It has a very small effect on MOI, because we've got a lot of weight packed back here.
Yeah.
and that's made possible because we have this really light titanium shell, a forged composite crown.
Okay.
Everything else is really lightweight.
Yeah.
And so we focus on MOI.
Excellent. So it's a 460 head.
It is.
Which is kind of one of those things nowadays I think is a little bit misconstrued as well, because that doesn't mean anything in some words.
Really.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of marketing terms that we've latched onto for years.
For sure.
I've actually found now when I do reviews of clubs, I've actually had to hunt manufacturer's website to find out what the head size is, because depending, I could have 460 in a, you know, when I look down it look that big.
Totally.
Because it'll just be through a pole. Exactly. So yeah, absolutely. So, but I mean, it's a 460 head for anyone who's still buying on the size of their head. But I don't see that really as a buying criteria so much anymore. Arm motor on the bottom.
Yeah. So
ball speeds across the face.
So
I think is our motor.
We've still got our rib stabilizing kind of effect that's going on there around the perimeter of the face.
Yeah.
And that does even out the ball speed across the face and gives us overall average higher ball speeds. And it's a lighter face again, consistent with the idea of moving the weight into the MOI kind of positions.
Fantastic. Right, I'm going to give this driver a quick hit and talk to you a little bit about sounds and feels and those kind of things. That's a quick question for the doctor.
Sure.
Which is one I get challenged on a lot. Feel.
Yes.
Feel's got to be interpreted through sound, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't feel something that's happening at what, 400 of a second? I mean, I cannot feel that.
No, you feel it in your hands afterwards, but you get a lot of it from your ears.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've done a test where I've had headphones on and blindfolded myself, and I couldn't tell the difference between a forged iron and a cast iron.
Yeah.
So sound is going to be what people say feel. So I'm going to test a little bit about sound stroke feel.
Yes.
From the doctor.
It's all vibrations, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And talk a little bit about what it looks like and kind of the feelings it gives me as well. So let's check out how it went when I tried it. So, Callaway Great Big Bertha with its sliding rail. I was hitting this club very well. I was surprised actually how good it felt. I was averaging 269 carry on their TrackMan system. I couldn't take my system out with me. Spin rate was down at 2.3, which was very good. What was noticeable with this is I was able to get 104 mile/hour club head speed, which for me on TrackMan is slightly higher. Club felt very light in my hands, combination of shaft and head that I was using. And the extra club head speed really helped me, I think, push a little bit more distance out of it. I was actually tempted to put it into play. They offered for me to use it when I went and played in the afternoon, and I was tempted, and I think I might in the future. It looks great with the black head and the little V black line up lying off silver face. It felt very good off the face, made a nice noise, slightly louder noise than some of their other product, but not the loudest out there by a long way. It did feel very solid with the sound it was making. Changeable neck, you change it around, I think it was 2 degrees. I think you can move the loft on it. So it's got all the adjustability that you'd expect from a modern day driver, to be honest. I enjoyed the lightness. I think some people might buy into it if the track helps them. I would definitely work on your own face-to-path issues more than try and buy a track-weighted system driver that might do that for you, because I don't think it will actually make that much difference. But it's a good-looking driver, and it performed I was shocked how well this one performed. Bearing in mind, I'm always looking maybe more at the player's version, this one being like Alan said, the more kind of all-encompassing driver. You might see this one on the course. One of my course vlogs. I'm tempted to take it out. It did go very well. 269. It was going out there for me. Quite impressed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at CrossfieldMark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.